Well, hello there. Good evening. I do apologise that we're late. Well, when I say we, there's only me because I was sat like a fool waiting for Bobby to come on, and he's not appeared for some unknown reason. So I have rung him, but he's not at home at the moment for some reason. So unfortunately, you've got me for the hour. Let's see if I can chat for an hour. And it will also be live on Bobby's channel. So if you're watching on Bobby's channel, you're not going to see him, mate. I do apologise. Let's see if I can make the picture a bit different than tonight. And we'll take off the... so bear with me while I just take off the overlay. Okay, so there we go. So let's get down to it. Bibby, you're wrong, mate. Sorry. And YS, unfortunately, you're wrong. So to kick off, let's say, let me get on. So, evening, Kelsey. Evening, Bibby. YS. Who else? Anybody else here? No. Yeah. So there you go. I'm totally lost. I've just lost the plot, unfortunately. I had sat here listening to the news, and I thought it must be past 7 o'clock now. Bobby's normally on by now, and lo and behold, it was 8 minutes past now. Oh shit! There you go. You can't rely on some people, can you? Bloody Wesses. They're all the same West Riding people. They've got no sense. Unfortunately. Anyway, YS, you're spot on, mate. You've got it. You're the winner. That's exactly what I was looking for. 7 sisters. So I thought it might throw some people to start off with showing the white cliffs, because they do look similar, don't they? However, Dover's white cliffs are a little bit dirty, whereas the 7 sisters are clean and tidy, as sisters should be. There you go. Anyway, hopefully everybody's okay. So you'll have to forgive me because I'll be looking that way and that way and that way. And I'm not quite sure what I'm looking at, but... So we've got a new winner on our leaderboard. So there you go then. One new winner. I noticed that Bibby came in really early to see if he could win. Unfortunately, he didn't. But hopefully everybody's okay. Just give a bit of a shout out.
Massive shout out to Kelsey.
There you go. Yeah, the crest was... I put the crest in because I knew if you search the Latin at the bottom of the crest, it takes you straight to Dean. Anyway, I don't know what it's called, but the crest takes you straight to the answer. So there you go. So there was a big clue right at the end. I think I left it on a little bit too long. Next week, it'll be a bit shorter. So there you go. Anyway, hopefully everybody's had a good weekend. I've had a cracking weekend. I did 2 lives yesterday, one at 4 o'clock, one at 7 o'clock, and then I thought, well, I'm gonna have a bit of a movie night. So went on to my movie thing and I watched Gladiator 2. Then I watched... What was the next one I watched? I watched Gladiator 2, and then I watched The Blitz. I quite enjoyed that. That's got a few shots of Hull in the scenery thing. Well, you know, the backgrounds. I don't know what you call it, but Hull railway station was used as London. And then my third film was The Conclave. So I had a Sunday night and I watched 3 films. Quite enjoyed it. Quite a nice evening. So I didn't do anything else. That was it. That was my Sunday. 2-hour lives and 3 films. So out of the 3 films, I would have said that the Gladiator 2 was probably the best, but it was a bit like Gladiator 1 in a way. It all harked back to Gladiator 1. The Blitz was okay. That was quite a decent little story. And The Conclave was a little bit difficult to watch because quite a lot of it was in bloody Latin. And, you know, I didn't go to public school, so I didn't learn Latin. I think the only bit of Latin I've ever read is Tempus Fugit. Not that makes anything. So you're not a million miles from Eastbourne. Well, to tell you the truth, bias, I'm not a million miles either. I'm up in Yorkshire, but it's not a million miles. So you should have got it quite easy if you're not far from Eastbourne. You'll have seen those 7 sisters. I was trying to think of some clues, and one of the clues I thought about was there's 4 brows and 4 brows and 5 bottoms. So I thought, oh, that's a clue. And then I thought, nobody will get that bugger, will they? 4 brows and 5 bottoms. Yeah, I've not been that far. I can honestly say I've never been to Eastbourne. I've not seen them, but it looks spectacular. And the area around it looks spectacular. And I can't remember what it was called. I think it was called, is it called the East Sussex Downs or something? I can't remember now. I read a little bit about it, but not a lot. I was too busy watching films. Anyway, I don't know what bloody Bobby's up to with his... he's probably out on the lash. Never asked that. I should have said, "Are you out on the booze, matey?" But it's not Friday, is it? He normally goes out on a Friday. Anyway, I can't update the quiz leaderboard because I'm. Anyway, I can't update it. I know I normally do while me and Bobby are on, but I can't do 2 jobs at once. Can't multitask anymore. It's gone. So, Real Honest Ghost, good evening. If you've come in for the quiz, you've missed it. It wasn't that difficult. Even though I'd said all week it was going to be difficult, it wasn't that difficult. I give too many clues. Well, in fact, I only give 1 clue, but it was a bloody big one. And there you go. So that's got rid of all the guesses. And away we go for carrying on the show on my own. Lonesome Boy. Wow. A song came into my head there, and it came in here and it went out there. Well, you didn't really miss much on the quiz. It was quite a good if you come back later and watch the beginning, it looks quite nice place to go to. I might just see if I can get my bus pass to take me that far. Hi, Sharon. Nice to see you.
Massive shout out to Sharon.
It's everybody apologise for being late. No good apologising. You should be handing in a note. But the train of thought's just gone. Handing in a note. The train of thought's gone. There you go. Yeah, so we're up into double figures. There's a result in there. It normally takes like 30-40 minutes before we get into double figures. Now, saying that, it could be some could be in on Bobby's channel saying, "Where are you?" Because all you can see is me, and I'm sure I don't look like Bobby. He's not as good looking as me. Sharon, he hasn't bothered to turn up. He's a typical Wessie. He's not bothered to turn up. I should be giving him a little bit of grief later on, because he'll ring me later and say, "How did it go?" He's probably watching on his phone. Well, saying that, he could have gone on his phone, couldn't he? Never thought of that. Anyway, so if anybody wants to come on, I shall put a link in the stream, and we'll see if we can get anybody to come on, and somebody might talk to me, help me out, because I'm getting a bit stuck. Well, I'm not getting stuck. I can talk for an hour. All Yorkshiremen can talk for a bloody hour. Oh, that's not meant to happen. What's happened there? Just bear with me, because there we go. Yeah, I shall tell him. I shall tell him next week he's got to wear a dress. I don't think he'll do that, but you never know. So, again, I apologise, because I've got to look on the other screen if somebody comes into the staging post, or whatever you call the bloody thing. Whoa, 7 puppies. That must be a bloody nightmare. Get in there. So, do you know, I wish this this software I'm using, I wish it'd give me a doorbell or something to say somebody's in the back. Yeah, Bibby's up late again. It's I watched what did I watch? Whose channel? I watched somebody's channel this morning. I can't remember whose it was. It was that good. And I can't remember who it was. But there you go. It's, no, I don't want no puppies, mate. Sorry. One thing I don't want is a bloody puppy. Can't cope with me looking after myself. I couldn't be coping with looking after a bloody dog. Man, saying that, I used to look after a dog. I got rid of her, though. Getting to sound like Greg Wallace now. I hope I don't have to come on later on and apologise for being for being I can't even say the bloody word, misogynist, is it? Bibby the oh, can't you look at me? Bibby the puppy pusher. That's a mouthful, isn't it? I bet you can't say that when you're pissed. I think, quite honestly, I think, quite honestly, a puppy's worse than having a toddler. You know, because you're not running around the room cleaning up after them all the time, are you? Well, you are if you don't put nappies on the buggers, but there you go. Anyway, yeah, there you go. Look, hit the likes, guys. Don't forget, thumbs up or thumbs down. They all count. It all comes in the algorithm of the big thing up in the sky. Yeah, well, I've got 3 children and grandchildren and whatever, and even though they're all like young kids, I don't know. They don't seem. I must be at that age where all children seem to be stuck at 15. You know what I mean? They talk about terrible twos, but I tell you what, 16s are horrendous. Get them at 16 and they're horrendous, especially when they don't think that you know anything. So Bibby's pushing merch. So there you go. Get his merch pushed. See if I can multitask. There you go. Yeah, well, there's a big difference between my my kids. I had my first one in 1971, and the next one came in 2000. So I've been a bit of a rogue, really. And the one after that came in 2001. So 2 in quick succession, like shelling peas. But there you go. That's another story, isn't it? Love them to bits, though. Love all my kids, love all my grandkids, and love my great-grandchild as well. Love them all. But you do, don't you? You know, and you've only got to look at that that old man across the pond who's just pardoned his son, and everybody's saying, "Oh, bloody typical." Blah, 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 blah. Well, you know, it's his child. Of course, he's going to bloody pardon him. He didn't want him going into nick. If I could pardon anybody, I would. No. I've made a few pardons in my life, but you know, if I had the opportunity to pardon people, I would. Not everybody, though. Only the ones I like. Because what you've got to remember is,
and anybody who's a divvy gets kicked out.
There you go. I've got my grandson talking for me now in the background. That's good, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, good heavens above. I'm going to put that. I'll tell you, I'm going to put it up again because I think I've done it right. I'm not going to put it on Bobby's channel this time because, you know, I don't know who's in his channel. If anybody is, quite honestly, I would, if I could get onto his channel, I would stop the broadcast, but I can't get onto his channel, so it's just going to have to live there for the hour. But saying that, no, I won't go where I just thought something, but I won't go there. So everybody's quiet tonight. Why aren't people putting out in the chat? What's happened? Have we all lost the plot, or is it because the Wes is not on that side? Or he's normally on that side, isn't he? Thinking about it, I can't figure out this. Left is left, but it's right, and right is left, but it's right. It does me head in. It's a bit complicated at times. Anyway, let me just think about what we can talk about for the next 25-30 minutes or so. I've downloaded a nice new app. Well, I think it's a nice new app. It's a Yorkshire app. Andy J, good evening. Unfortunately, I presume you're on Bobby's channel, and I do apologise, but for some reason Bobby has not been able to make it this evening, and I don't have access to his account, so I can't stop the live, if that makes sense. So I did ring him, and he apologised profusely, saying he wasn't at home at the moment, and let me know about why later. So again, I apologise that he's not materialised, and I apologise that Bobby's channel's only seeing me, and it's not what you've come for. But I can't stop his live because I don't have access to his account. So it's just going to have to let it run for the extra 20 minutes or so. But that's all I can say about Bobby, because he didn't. Sharon YS won the quiz, and the answer was 7 sisters, and it was 7 sisters from down the bottom there, south coast, Beachy Headway. There was a clue in the picture, or in the video, because it showed Beachy Head Lighthouse. Now, even though it looked like Dover doesn't have a lighthouse in the water, whereas Beachy Head does. So that was another clue. But Andy, I do apologise, but I don't know what beefing is, mate. I know you eat it on a Sunday, but that's about all I know about beefing, because I'm not a YouTube guy, if you know what I mean. It's still fairly new to me. Yeah, Sharon. Noxie came in late though, so I think, I could be wrong, but I think he came in late. Yeah, Andy, I do apologise. I don't understand what beeping is, and I presume it's something to do with a technical term for YouTubing. And I'm new to YouTube, and I don't go on the dark side, if that's what I don't know if you call it the dark side. I call it the dark side anyway. And I don't go on it. I don't watch other stuff. I just do my hour on a Sunday night and do my hour on a Monday night, normally with Bobby, as it says in the title, Bobby and Paul. But unfortunately, it's only Paul tonight. So, unfortunately, I'll be boring your bloody head off. It's either that or you'll jump ship. There might be somebody interesting out there who we can interact with. But like I say, I can't see Bobby. I can't see Bobby's channel, so I don't know. I don't know who's in, who's watching, or if anybody's interacting or whatever. I don't know what it is. Anyway, somebody might tell me what beeping means, unless it's just a term. I don't really know. But you're quite welcome to, welcome. Sound like bloody Williams now, Williams, whatever his name is. You're quite welcome to come on and join the chat if you want. There's a link up there somewhere, and you can come on. I only have one stipulation, that you're not a divvy, because
nobody gets called anything stupid in here, and anybody who's a divvy gets kicked out.
So there you go. So we just have a general chat, and it's normally a laid back approach, or whatever. So when we first started doing Bobby and Paul, of course, I used to sit here and ep and blind all the way through, for an hour. I'd be swearing my head off. I don't know, because Bobby's told me that I'm not allowed to swear on the channel, so I don't swear now. I might come out with the occasional bugger it, or I'm pissed, or all right. I get it now, Andy. Yeah, right. Yeah. No, we're not arguing. I think he just had a bit of a lapse of memory, and he'd forgotten all about Monday nights. I don't know why he's forgotten about Monday nights, because it's one of my main things of the week. The beginning of the week, I like a Monday night. 7 o'clock? I like it because it sets the week off. We get into gear, and away we go for a brand new show. And yeah, so Sharon, Knox is not going to be able to win because nobody was giving him the answer. Andy, I forget everything, mate. I'm at a certain age where I can walk into a room and I've totally forgotten what I've gone into the room for. Really. And that happens often, quite often it happens. And like I say, you'll have to forgive me because my head's going one way and I'm talking to the channel, but I have to look at the other screen as well. Instead of just looking at this one, I have to look at the other one as well, because Bobby's not here to oversee. So I've got chats coming down and emojis flying all over the place. I've got another thing on the other side, and bloody hell, it's all. Who won the quiz? Tell me, remind me who won the quiz. I'll have to write it down now. I've just forgotten. Oh, it was YS. I've got it. I'm just writing down YS won quiz, because when I finish at 8 o'clock or whatever, I'll go on to change the leaderboard, and I'll have forgotten one. So I've got a pad next to me and I write it down. So, oh, Landy, happy birthday for 2 days ago, matey. It's a nice age to be, isn't it? 52. I wish I was bloody 52 again. Happy days when I was 52. Well, they're still happy now, But I mean, they were a lot happier when I was 52. Anyway, peeps, that you don't want to know about me. Let's talk about you. I can't talk about you because there's nobody here to talk about. And it's getting less. 52 2 days ago. Oh, end of November. Yeah, it was my sister's birthday last week as well. Well, she's a bit older than 52, but another November child. But yeah, so if anybody's going to go and watch the films I mentioned, you know, if you want to go and watch Conclave, you need to read up on your Latin, because unlike lots of films where it has foreign language in, they normally do it in two different ways, don't they? They normally start in the language that like they were speaking, the proper language of speaking. Then they revert into English so that you can actually understand what they're saying, even though you know that they're actually talking in Latin. That makes sense. It makes sense to me in my head. And then the other way, of course, is they put those things across the bottom that tell you what people are saying. So you had to guess basically what they were arguing about and stuff like that. But if you don't know what conclave is, it's the Pope dies and they all get in a room and they have to decide who the next Pope is. Quite good. Interesting. A nice twist on the storyline. Very nice. And then the Blitz, that was good. I enjoyed that. That was about a young mother who sent her child off to what do you call it when they went off in the war? Oh God, they had to send them out of London anyway. I can't remember the name. Anyway, so this young boy was put on a train and sent up North Way, and about 3 hours after he got on the train, got outside of London, and he jumped train, legged it, just jumped out the bloody train. So, and then it was the story of him getting his way back, evacuated. That's the word, Andy, mate. Thank you. Bobby! Now then, you haven't rushed home just for me, surely.
Hello. Now
hello then. There. Have you rushed home for me?
Well, I'll tell you what's happened. Excuse me. No, my wife's been away this weekend. She went to Isle of Wight. And you know how far down south that is.
I do.
And she's been with her mother, took her mother to Isle of Wight for 5 days. And she come back today. Now, the plan was...
She caught you.
She stayed at her mum's tonight, and that I was going to pick her up in the morning.
Right, okay.
Well, she rang me up at 6 o'clock and says, I'm coming home tonight instead, so you can come and get me. So without thinking, I jumped in the car, and I'm sat at the mother's, and I get this phone call.
From some irate Yorkshireman.
Aye, and I thought, Paul, what's all this about? And then I thought, oh, it's Monday, for God's sake. So I thought I better try and get back. So I've got her back home, and all's good.
You didn't have to rush, mate. You didn't.
No. So have you done your quiz this week?
Yeah. Quiz was won by YS.
YS.
Mm.
Oh, very good. So yeah,
so that's a new leader on the leader. That's a new name on the board.
New one for the board.
Yeah.
I just apologise to everybody.
You go apologise, and I'll just do a little bit in the background while you're apologising. Then, okay.
Okay, no worries. Yeah. Kelsey, Bibby, how we doing? YS. I'll take it that you've won the quiz. Who else have we got? We got Sharon. Hiya, Sharon. The real. Hold on a minute. The real, your honest ghost. Is that a tech on my channel?
Yeah.
Oh, Shannon's asking where I am. Where's Bobby tonight? What did you tell them?
Yeah. I said you'd done a runner with another woman.
Oh, I thought you.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
I thought you just said he's bloody useless, because that's what a Yorkshireman would tell you.
No, I don't think I said that, Bobby. But
Noxie, how we doing?
I've no idea what I said.
I've missed them all this week. It's been I like the start at live because the quiz is something to look forward to. You know, so
It is.
How long did it take them to get?
Oh, it's basically a minute or so. But
all right.
If you looked at your watch when I phoned you'll realise it was about 8 minutes past 7, because I was sat watching the news, waiting for you to pop up on the screen, and I thought, oh, the news seems to be on a bit longer tonight. What's happening? And boom, there you go.
Well, Bibby's talking like a Yorkshireman for a Southerner. Have you seen what he's put? He's talking just like a Yorkshireman. You owe Paul a pound every minute you were late, Bobby. That's what a Yorkshireman would say. And real honest ghost backing him up. You owe Grandad a new biscuit jar.
Let's just see if we can get this sorted. There you go, updated quiz. Quiz board's updated. There you go.
There's no flies on you. We're bloody on the ball with that, aren't you?
Anyway, Bobby,
you were telling a story. I
don't know whether I was right. Yeah, I was. I was taught. Well, I had a movie night last night. I watched 3 films.
Right.
I watched The Blitz and Gladiator 2 and Conclave, and I was just updating him on The Blitz, what it was about, and it was about a mother who had to evacuate her son from London because of bombs.
Oh,
you know, yeah, in the Blitz,
Blitz,
and he was only on the train for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and he jumped ship, got his case, jumped out the bloody door. Nobody saw him jump; he just went.
Oh.
And then the story was him making his way home, and during the bombing, and what kind of things he encountered and stuff like that. I won't tell you all the story because it can get a bit sad in places.
But overall, it was a good film.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. But I enjoyed it basically because, the Land of Green Ginger.
Yes,
you know that because we spoke about that before.
Yep.
Well, one of the scenes in The Blitz was filmed at Land of Green Ginger. If you see what I mean, it's made to look like London bombed, but
yeah,
you could see it was that shop in the Land of Green Ginger. So you could, and then there was the train, what the young lad was put on to go to be evacuated. Well, that was Hull railway station.
All right,
and you can see it's Hull.
Yeah,
because I've walked through it countless times, so I know what Hull railway station looks like. So there were 2 or 3 shots filmed in Hull, so that made it interesting for me.
And what about this Gladiators?
The Gladiator 2 was a bit like Gladiator 1, really.
I've not watched neither.
Oh, right, okay.
And I've thought about watching them, but to me, it's, when they make these epic movies, the big movies, and you think, is it going to be overrated? So I've never really watched them.
I think that both of them are fairly good.
Right.
But if you watch the first one and then watch the second one basically is the same story as the first one, but differently put, if you see what I mean.
Does it follow on? Same characters?
Well, yes and no.
Right.
It's a bit difficult to explain. There was in the first film, the the gladiator, and I can't remember his name now, Marcus Aurelius, whatever his name was.
Yes.
He was put to death and whatever.
Oh, well, watch that one then.
You what? Sorry.
I will watch that one then.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. Well, at the end, but he had a young boy,
Right.
and the young boy got away from Rome. And anyway, in the second one, the young boy comes back as a man.
Right.
If you see what I mean. So
I'm with you, yeah. So it's a progression, if you like.
it is. It's a progression on 20 years before.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
I
26.
might have to watch that then. I might have to.
It is quite good. It's worth watching.
Yeah, I've not watched either of them.
And Conclave was a film about the Pope dying and them voting in a new Pope.
All right.
And it got a little bit complicated in parts because
it's political, isn't it? That?
Well, no, not really. A couple of the cardinals, who sit in this hidden room or whatever until they find out who it is, could only speak in bloody Latin. Well, he had one of the main parts and he's blathering away in Latin and you've no idea what he's talking about.
Well,
you had to try and get it from body movements and stuff like that. Yeah. So it made it a little bit difficult, but it is a fairly good film. And I tell you what, there's a hell of a twist.
Is there?
Yeah, it's worth watching just for the twist.
Yeah, I don't watch a lot of movies. I think I rewatch them, older ones. You know what I mean? I like watching older ones.
Well, it was only because I did my hour last night and I'd had me tea early. So, of course, normally when I do my hour on a Sunday night, I normally then go and make me tea, my dinner, or whatever you want to call it, coffee and that takes me up to football.
Right.
But, last night, I'd had me tea at tea time,
Yeah.
5 o'clock-ish. So I thought, what am I going to do? And there was knack all on telly. So I thought, I'll just watch these films. So I watched these 3 films. And then, of course, went to bed. So there you go.
Well, very good. Very good.
Yeah, well worth watching.
Yeah.
Well, it spent me night.
I'll check them out.
Yeah.
There's no wrong with a good movie, but I like biopics. I like the ones there's a true story behind them.
Yeah.
But there's a lot that the dramatic license to call it, where they don't tell real tale, and they put it in different orders to make it more appealing. But but yeah, I don't watch a lot of movies. So how have you gone on this week then? Is it warmed up where you are?
No, it hasn't really. It's been damp and cold today.
Has it?
Damp and cold.
It was cold back end of last week, but
saying that, what day are we on? We're on Monday. And the last time I went outside the front door was last Wednesday.
Right. So,
I haven't been out since Wednesday.
It was a cold week last week.
But I'll be going out tomorrow because I'm going to have to stock up on my provisions.
Your provisions, eh?
That's
one way of putting it. Yeah. No, it's not like King Moore with powdered eggs.
No.
We're getting that way, aren't we? We're getting that way.
Eggs,
stuff. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
My wife plays bloody hell every time she shops.
Hoggy boy, I think you're a little bit late. But there you go. You've no chance of winning quiz because it went.
It's come and gone.
It's come and gone. It went right at the beginning. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So Hoggy boy, you haven't missed a great deal because for the first 40 minutes, Bobby wasn't here.
I wasn't here, Alex. I've gone clean out of my head. But I knew about it. And I should put a little. No, what I should do is have a little sticker notes and put it on the wall outside so that I can remember.
Well, that'd have been no good because you want in.
Correct. But
So-
they would have changed your plan at last minute. And I didn't, because originally, like I said, she said she was coming back. She wanted picking up Tuesday. So I thought, oh, that won't interfere with Monday night. That works out really well. And then I get a phone call, come and pick me up now. I'm coming home instead. And I thought, all right. I mean, luckily, she only lives about 4 miles away.
So where did they go? Did you say Isle of Wight?
Isle of Wight, yeah.
Did they go on the bus or the train?
They went on a coach trip.
A coach trip, okay.
Now they found out it was a bit too long for them. It's like 12 hours in coach, and then you have to go over on ferry, which takes an hour. And she says it'd be all right if you did a week or more, but for a fact, they went from Thursday till Monday, Friday till Monday.
And was this coach trip a trip from where you are?
Yes.
Or is it one of those trips where they pick up on the way?
It set off. They set off from Bradford, where her mother lives, and they pick them up on where going through.
Yeah, so that's why it takes like 12 hours. Then.
Oh yes, yeah, it takes a long time
because it goes all over the bloody place.
I mean, when you're setting off, they're all giddy saying, "Oh, we're all right. We're first stop. We're first stop bus. We can get whatever." Blah blah blah. They're forgetting that they'll be last off bus and all when they're coming home.
There you go. Look, Kelsey's on the Isle of Wight right now.
Is she?
Yeah. Well, she says so. Yeah.
Yeah. Very good.
According to Bibi, she travelled in a spaceship.
Well,
I don't know what planet he's from. I think he's from Zanussi.
She could have walked. They could have walked past my good lady and her mother. Because they said they want a lot to open, so they weren't right happy with travelling so far.
Do the hovercraft still run then?
Yeah, there's hovercraft, but they went up.
I thought that. Yeah, but it's just that Kelsey said I came across my hovercraft, and I thought they were like 50 years ago, 60 years ago.
Still using hovercraft.
Wow.
But it's more like a bus now. They don't, you just sit on it and you're going across. It's not big and fancy. Well, they don't need to because they're a lot quicker than ferry.
Can't take long, can it?
They had to go on ferry because at bus, bus went over. Driver stayed at hotel with them, and he took them out for days out. You see, so
all right.
But
so Kelsey, love, are you tripping? No, that sounds wrong, doesn't it? Are you tripping? Are you going to do some of the sites, or is it oh, I don't know how to put it. Is it a family thing, or is it?
Are you visiting? Is it a
relatives? Visit? That's the word, isn't it?
Are you visiting, or are you there for pleasure? That sounds all right, doesn't it?
Well, nearly.
It's better than saying you're tripping. Family and ride with the girl. Oh, yeah. Are you? Does your family go back to originate from Isle of Wight then?
No, I don't think it does.
I thought Kelsey were a Yorkshire lass.
She is. Oh. She's a Bradford girl.
Is she? All right. She probably knows places I know then, because
she knows them all, Bobby. You name them, and she's been there. I can tell you now.
I'm 3 miles from Bradford and 4 miles from Leeds.
I know.
So I know all these towns and cities.
She know. I don't know if you've known. When we've been chatting before, and we've mentioned places, and she always puts in the chat. Oh yeah, I've been there. Or that's why she wins so many of the quizzes, because she's been everywhere. She's like a rash. She's everywhere.
Her uncle, who's a Yorkshireman, married an Islander.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
Did he get it? Did your uncle get him get her a passport to bring her back home? Because you need a passport to get in Yorkshire,
I don't think he's brought her back home. They're living in bloody Isle of Wight. Anyway, Kelsey, you don't want a puppy doll, do you? You don't really want a puppy.
Oh, if you commit, you commit. Yeah. You want a puppy? Kelsey says, Noxie, are you wearing a mac asking that question?
Yeah.
Well, I thought Kelsey. I thought she was from Bridge.
No, she's from Bradford.
Right. Knowing you and I knew she knew you and she knows Levi and.
Well, I only got to know Kelsey, quite honestly, through Levi.
Right. We're talking about you here, Kelsey. Have you heard?
Sorry, Kelsey, love. I'm not going. I am thinking before I'm getting my gob going.
That's the first. He usually says it and then thinks about what he said.
Yeah. See, I've blown it now. Look.
No. We haven't said no wrong. So you've done first 40 minutes on your own.
I have, yeah. I was getting a bit tongue tied, but I did actually put a link for somebody to
jump on,
but nobody did. So,
she's given us hard word there. Look, retain my anonymity.
That's what I just said,
gentlemen.
You're a bit behind, Bobby. I said that already. Well, I didn't say it. I just read it and mentioned that I've done wrong already. So,
yeah.
Patrick, good evening.
She's a Yorkshire lass, and that's all that matters. That'll do for me. Best in world, the Yorkshire lasses.
Oh, you can't beat them.
And they make best Yorkshire puddings.
You certainly can't beat them.
No.
I've been beaten by a few of them, but
yes,
you can't beat them.
Patrick Murren, evening men from Dublin, Ireland. I love Yorkshire, lived there for a while. Yeah, nice one, Patrick. Good. Welcome to the chat.
You might find it a bit difficult with the accents that we have.
Aye, but what's weather like in Ireland at the moment? Dublin, over in Dublin, it's cold and windy here where I am. It's cold where Paul is.
Cold and damp here.
Yeah.
And
so Noxie's selling puppies.
No.
He's asked me if I want one. He's asked Kelsey.
Oh yeah, I've forgotten how many. If you look in the chat, it tells you how many puppies the dog had last night. I've forgotten. It was 7 or 8. I can't remember. Yeah. It's right up at the beginning, and I can't remember that far back. So
it's a to have a pet like a dog. You have to be committed. We've always had 2 dogs.
Apparently, it's freezing cold in Ireland.
Is it?
So,
oh dear.
But I watched the whilst waiting for you, Bobby, watching the news and the weather. All the wet weather and cold weather are coming in from that way.
Right.
So
it's somewhere I've never been, Ireland, and I'd love to go. I've had friends go fishing there. They say that fishing's nice over in Ireland. Have you ever been?
Oh, you don't want to know if I've been to Ireland,
don't you?
Well, no, because it might be a bit politically incorrect to answer.
Oh, right.
If you see what I mean. Well,
sounds interesting.
I have been to Ireland.
Official No Nonsense podcast. It's either Andy or Paul. How we doing, lads?
Good evening.
Evening. Yeah, it is freezing, Andy. It is. Well, it's not going to get any warmer now, is it? We're into December.
Well, we are.
2nd of December.
It's coming up for Christmas.
Yeah. It's a bad month for us just at the moment. It's December. She lost a brother. She lost a brother last year. A father year before.
Oh,
and the birth.
Sad times then.
Well, the birthdays 9th and 12th. So it's everybody's a bit on edge. But it happens to us all. I've been there, and you've been there. It is what it is. But
we've all lost people.
It's grief's a strange thing, isn't it? It can happen anytime. It's not like you expect it to be.
Well,
fishing.
Grief is it's a difficult thing, isn't it? Because I'm 74 years of age, and I lost my mother when I was 39. And still think about every day, every single day. My mother is in my head every day.
Yeah.
And, and I think, oh, I wish I'd have said this and I wish I'd have said that.
That was first thing that I
all
thought.
the time.
You know something, Paul? I say that to folk, and I've said it to my wife. If you've anything to say to your mum and dad, say it now.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to know anything from them, ask them now.
Yeah,
the first thing
I
that
agree.
hit me, the first things that hit me when I lost my mum and dad were, I can't talk to them. I can't ask them out. They're not there anymore.
Yeah.
I can't tell them I love them. I can't ask about things. Because to me,
I agree, Bobby,
that was the
entirely.
first thing that I missed. It was the first thing that I missed. And I always say, and because for a while, I used to, I wish I'd have known. I could have said that to my mother and my father, or I wish I could have asked them that, because I'll never know now, because it's history's gone,
No, it's gone. It's past.
Yeah, because I died when I died. My granddad died when I was 3-year-old, so I knew nothing about him. And my father never told me out about him. So it was one question I wish I'd have asked him, tell me a little bit about him. I know it's a bit of a sad subject, but it's a strange thing. And I felt guilty when my father went, because I didn't get upset for about 2 weeks. But that's grief. Grief kicks in at different times with us.
It gets people in different ways.
Of course it does.
Grief. People react in different ways.
Yeah.
To losing somebody, and I've been called a hard-nosed shit. Words to that effect. Because I do now because I'm at a different age, but in my 50s, 40s and 50s, I didn't show emotion.
Right.
Not outside, it's inside with the family, but not to other people. So, and I said, apparently I still come over as a twat. So,
no.
There you go. Yeah, Andy, never go to bed on an argument, mate. Never, ever go to bed on an argument. No good.
10 times worse in the morning.
Yeah. Because all you think about is the bloody argument all night. So.
Thanks, Paul. The facial no nonsense. It's Paul. There's 2 of them, and it's Paul who's on. He says, "Just cooking tea. Thought I'd say hello. Have a great evening, fellas."
Yeah, thank you.
You too, mate. Yeah, Andy says there. Look, my man passed away 4 years ago on Xmas Day.
What a day to go!
Yeah.
I know. Well, I mean, every day is bad, isn't it? But that kind of a day to go is.
It's bad enough knowing when that date's coming round. I dread it.
Yeah. Well, I don't. Quite honestly, I've done.
To have it on a day that everybody celebrates.
Yeah.
It's a funny.
It must be.
One, isn't it?
It must be awful, but funny enough, me and my daughter was chatting. Not face to face, through Facebook or WhatsApp or whatever it was, and she said, and death came up in the conversation, as it does when you get a certain age. Death comes up. Anyway, this thing come up about death, and it was, what would happen if this and this, and I said, well, you don't have to worry about me dying because. I've done everything I wanted to do in life. There's nothing I haven't done that I wanted to do. I've done everything I want to do. So, I don't have a bucket list.
Right.
I've got to do that before I pass away. Yeah. I haven't got that. I haven't got a bucket list because I've done everything I wanted to do. Yeah. I'd like to do other things. I'm not saying I don't want to do anything else, but
you're quite content with what you've achieved.
I'm quite content. If I croaked it tonight, it wouldn't be a big deal it would, because I wouldn't know about it, would I? Anyway, so to cut a long story short, I said to her, when I go, there'll be nobody in the family arguing over what they're getting because there's knack all to get. I'm leaving nothing. I spend every penny I get now. I spend. I don't have savings. I don't have knack all. I spend it. And so she said, well, there'll be other there'll be other little things that you might want to do. No. I said, what I've done is I've made a video.
Yeah.
I've sat in front of this camera like I'm doing now, and I've made a video.
Have you?
And this is what I want to give to my son, and this is what I want to give to my daughter, because I've only got 3 things that I want to give anybody.
Right.
One goes to my son, one goes to my daughter, and one goes to the other daughter. That's it. I don't have knack all else. So there's nothing to fight about, is there?
Well, no. Andy J told us that his mum died on Christmas Day, and he's telling us she was born on Valentine's Day.
Oh.
By heck, she were she left a mark, didn't she?
Yeah. Wow.
Born on Valentine's Day and died at Christmas Day.
Knotted. Good evening, Knotted. Is he in your chat, Bobby?
I don't know. I haven't got my.
All right. Okay. You haven't got yours up.
I've jumped on straight away as soon as I've come in.
Oh, okay.
But unfortunately, we come to that time, Paul. We've gone over 5 minutes.
Well, yeah, we've gone over a little bit longer than 5 minutes. But I've only been on for an hour because I didn't actually come on at exactly 7 o'clock like I normally do.
Right.
I came on at
well,
I came on just after I'd phoned you up.
Yeah.
So it was about 11 minutes past. So yeah, the hour's up.
I've got to go spend a bit of time with my missus, otherwise she'll be kicking.
Yeah. Too right. I agree. So if you want to say goodbye, well, you won't know who's in your chat, will you? But you can see the chat there. So I'll let you do the goodbyes and then.
Yeah. Sorry, you've called Notty an Ian. It's a she. Knotted.
Yeah, I do apologise, Knotted, but unfortunately,
you can't tell by the name.
I can't tell by names, and even when
you are welcome,
there is some names come up, and you think, "Oh, is that a man or a woman?" And then you know, there's nothing in it, and I'll know next time if you come on again. I'll know that you're a woman, and I shall treat you with the respect you deserve. So there you go.
Right. So I'll say goodbye to Kelsey, Bibby, YS, Sharon. I'm not going to say everybody. I'll let Paul save some for Paul to shout out.
Well, you know what I do, Bobby, because I don't mention names because I can't remember them all.
The Real Honest Ghost, Noxie, Knotted, Andy J, Mr. Irishman, Patrick Murran. Murran's a good old Irish name, isn't it? And Patrick definitely is.
Yeah, Patrick is.
Great to see you guys. Thanks for coming in. Official No Nonsense podcast. Have a good night, Paul. And I'll pass you over to Paul to say goodbye. Have a great week, folks.
So anyway, peeps, I've enjoyed the hour, and even though it's a little bit excruciating for me at the beginning, but I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed reading the chats. Unfortunately, I can't remember everybody's name. So what I normally do is I normally say, thank you for coming, and hope you've enjoyed your night. And if you have enjoyed your night, if you haven't liked the channel, click the like, click the subscribe. And we're on every Monday night. Normally, there's 2 of us on, but sometimes it might only be me.
Yes. And if he drops dead like he says tonight, I'll prop him up for next week. He ain't going nowhere.
So it's a good night from me.
And it's good night from me.
And it's a good night from him. Okay. Take care and see you soon.
Bye now.